Testing?
You sound good.
I feel like we're all on the same theme. So interesting. Hi, my name is Susan Hamovitch.
That's okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be here today at this testimonial open mic called by the Office for People with Developmental Disabilities and the Federal Office of Disability. I'm here today because of the role I play in my brother's life, both as his legal guardian and most importantly as his closest relative. My brother Alan is a supremely gentle, willing, handsome, middle-aged man. He is passionate about what he loves most, food and music. He also has autism and a significant cognitive disability. He's never spoken in his life. What I want to discuss is something I've observed while visiting him in his home. There's a disconnect between what I know now Alan is capable of and what he's offered in his house. I'm unhappy to report that his home is not that different to the institution where he lived for nearly 30 years. Why do I say that? Isn't he living in a real house out in the suburbs? Doesn't he live with only a few other people and eat wholesome, home-cooked meals? Doesn't he go on little trips? All this is true. Life is much sweeter than it was. I would like to probe this question through another question. What is it that you like most about being home? I bet you touched in some way on the idea that it's where you can do what you like most, when and where you want to. It's also, of course, where you do the laundry, cook meals, clean, talk, or bicker with those you live with. It's where you make a home. Alan can do none of these things. But let me rephrase that. He can do most of these things if he were shown how and invited to. But he's not shown nor invited. And so he and his housemates, for the many hours he spends there, does nothing. Alan sits in his nice armchair, hour after hour, staring into space, while his housemates wander around aimlessly. It's a scene that was imprinted years ago at Letchworth Village, right behind my eyes. But it seems that the problem could be corrected simply with a set of requirements from within the administration of the DDSO. Through trainings and independent evaluations by a dedicated team, these houses could easily be turned into homes. We're talking about a normalization process, right? Not so fast. The complexity of the problem was shown to me vividly when I posed the problem to my Facebook siblings group. At least a dozen respondents immediately jumped on the issue of pay for the house staff. It became somewhat heated, full of numbers and stats. It may not boil down exclusively to salary, but there's a question we need to ask when we want to expand a job description. And we would be asking for a lot more work, sensitivity, and skill from each staff member. And that's whether the skills and compassion required of direct care staff match the real expectations of the job. Judging by the pay scale, as so many advocates have insisted, they do not. In the same breath, we request a more complete and normal life for our relatives, or if we are self-advocates for ourselves, we need to question the low pay scale of direct care staff. A little fact. A New York City sanitation worker's starting salary at just under $40,000 per year is 3 times the amount of that for a direct care worker in my brother's group home. These numbers tell me that Alan's value in our society, in spite of all the work in progress over the years, is still very small. To give him a rich, vibrant home will take, yes, a new set of internal requirements, but also another monumental change in perception. Thank you very much.